This Meditainment production is brought to you today by the Samurai Aquatics and Decor Metaventure. Scan that QR code or click that link in the description and dive yourself headfirst into the Samurai Aquatics Discord server to pleasure your peepers on our current and future range of outdoor decor.
Established in April 2021, Upland Development United is the oldest and most exclusive and transparent no development collaborative in the Upland Metaverse. Contact Morecheese at 68 for more information. Warning! This podcast is produced by Metaverse Ventures Entertainment and contains unsolicited and heavily biased opinions which are solely the views of the individuals involved. It does not include investment advice of any kind, and you are responsible for undertaking your own financial, including tax liability research relevant to your own individual circumstances.
Taking over the Upland. Upland Development United. Total meta domination.
Thank you for listening to or watching the UDU podcast. This is year 3, number 99, presented by Metaverse Ventures Entertainment, Morecheese, and me, Ben68, featuring co-host Dak, Joe Lives, the agency, TB125, members from the Upland Development United team, and of course, general Upland community members. Today's show is recording live on either Tuesday the 2nd or Wednesday the 3rd of May, depending on where you're at in this, the Meat Suitiverse. How you doing this morning, Cheese?
My mind is with a kitten outside. So as soon as this is done, I'm going to run back out and go see if the mom accepted it.
We'll try and blitz through it lickety-split for you so you can go and save some strays. All right, this week on the show, we'll catch up on some crypto and upland market news. As always, we'll run through our co-host segments, although we've got Dak away today, I believe you said. We'll review and reflect on the London and Birmingham releases. We'll look ahead towards Genesis Week and, of course, celebrate the success of the Playa node securing the first ever neighborhood spawn collection. We might also have a special guest on later in the show to give us some insights into some of the neighborhood competition data being tracked on the back end. With that being said, let's get stuck into the breaking badly news and take a gander at what's currently happening in some of the crypto and upland markets. Last week we had a look and she was all red. We've done a bit of a flippening this week, and we got a lot of green.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we at? Oh, and stupid Zoom's in the road again. Global crypto market cap up 2.3%, kind of floating with 1.2 trillion, which is cool. Bitcoin dominance has also boosted up 1.9%. I wonder... I don't know what's happening in the States. I don't know if it was on the Wine and Cheese show or this show, we talked about how interest rates bumping up. Yesterday, Australia, it was expected the interest rates was going to be paused, but they went up a full 0.25%. So everybody's kind of starting to really lose their minds. So, and there's also there's a lot of talk about issues with the US dollar and all sorts of scary stuff going on. So wonder how much that's playing into it, or if it's just the FOMO peeps pumping bags. Anywho, we got Bitcoin up 4%. That's flirting with 28,500 US dollars. Ethereum's up 2%, 1,855. Apologies. Wax and Engine down a touch.
I see Happy Mike peeking through your chart.
What's that?
Happy Mike was peeking through your chart.
Oh, before on Twitter?
No. I don't know. It was coming right there. You see
it? Oh, there,
yeah.
Peekaboo. Yes. Tron's up a little bit. Flow, Avalanche, Shiba, Gala, Engine, Wax, all down a touch. There's not a lot happening there in the shit coins. It's just mostly Bitcoin action, Bitcoin, Ethereum. So that's interesting to see. Upland stuff, transaction volume, we just track the 90-day averages, so that of course takes a while to all kind of filter out. We should expect to see this boost up over the next couple of weeks as the data from London and Birmingham kick in. So yeah, that's up 3.4%. Not much change in the daily trading volume. Again, we should see that pick up a bit in the following weeks. Unique active wallets, surprisingly, with such a big release, I was expecting this to boost up a bit more. It's only up 0.5%. Last week was 66,250. This week, 66,580. So didn't really pull too many people out of the woodworks, which is a bit strange. And total unminted properties down. So we had 226 properties minted. That's, of course, that doesn't take in consideration London and Birmingham. So just to see how I get that data, if I can get zoom out the road. So I think I've got this right. So if this pops up, it should be on upexland.me. I go to properties overview. I just look at the total properties and then look at unminted. So I get the unminted figure and then I minus the locked properties. So they're ones that aren't available, the ones that are above 5,000 up squared, or landmarks and whatnot. So I just do that minus that. So yes, it was kind of interesting to see. Now, maybe I thought I got something else ready. What did I get ready here? Oh yeah, Birmingham. Let's have a look here. So Birmingham unminted. Whoa. Where did I go? Skipping ahead a bit. So the floor in Birmingham unminted is 5,200, which is kind of interesting. And the floor in London is 57.5K. Whoo, that's a big That's a big floor. So yes, if we look down here, we can actually have a look at Birmingham. So total unminted properties in Birmingham, there was touch over 11,000 available. There's only 946 remaining. All of those are FSA ones, which is kind of crazy to think how many properties were minted there.
Yeah.
And if I do this, should show us London. So there was touch under 20,000 available in London, and there's only 715 unminted available. So yeah, we should see all that data in the 90 days. That should change as I said, moving forward to reflect all that, because that's some pretty significant action gobbling up those two new cities. I did these cities that are marked as red, that the floors are a bit janky. I did go through and have a look this morning. I had a bit of extra time. So yeah, there's one there. I think it might be Detroit. The player's in jail, and then might be Chicago. But the other one, it says the price is there, but it doesn't have the owner. The owner must have deleted their account. So that's kind of flogging up the floors there. But these are the correct figures. So
Logging.
What's sticking out at you there, Chase?
Bronx and Chicago. Whoa, 21% and 15% down. Why? In USD.
Yes. So what are we looking at? Bronx last week, the USD floor was $6 down to $4.95 this week. Yep, that's a big
and
drop.
Rio 24%. Jeez.
Rio now, yeah, take that with a grain of salt, because last week the Rio figure, I didn't fix that one up, so that could have been bought. But yeah, I went through and checked it, and I might have missed something too. It's not 100% accurate as I get up at 3 a.m. and do this in a hurry. But yes, USD floor is getting smashed quite a bit.
Yeah. I'm
doing a bit of USD flippage myself. San Francisco up on the UPX price. Possibly it might be to do with people like myself. Like, I'm selling for USD, but I'm not selling my existing stock of properties. I'm buying the UPX floor and selling the USD floor.
Yeah.
So you're pumping one and dropping the other. So I'd imagine that's got a bit to do it. I think I picked up a dozen San Francisco properties through the week.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's all right. And Santa Clara is the same. That floor gets gobbled up. I'm sure if you looked at Rutherford, that'd be the same. Because if you're trying to sell the USD floor from the UPX floor, you look at the disparity between the two. And actually, Manhattan, the disparity between those two, it's one of the worst. So you buy a property for, $84,000 and you try and sell it for $38. Yeah, there's much better numbers out there than that, even though that's the obvious carrot to go for because it's the highest figure to sell for.
Yeah.
But yes. Other than that, I don't have much to say about the markets. Anybody else want to chime in? Markets?
Markets. There's this one commercial that gets me every time. It's Dumb and Dumber. and Jim Carrey slaps his friend's face, and he's like, he goes, "It was a good night."
Oh, no. All right, Cheesy. Is there anything in particular that you want to give us the heads up on that's happening in Upland this week?
Playa del Rey. They won the neighborhood ratings challenge.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. So I was wondering when that would happen, and I'm really grateful that it was announced the first of the month. Sorry. It's very dry here in Arizona.
That's all right.
Let's see. We have the London Open that just happened.
Yep.
Which is pretty cool.
Oh, how'd you go in the Block Explorer sale?
Oh, I got 2 of them. I didn't get the crown, but I got the other 2.
Yep.
How about you?
It was kind of an interesting journey. I got up at 2 a.m. and I was nowhere near close. I think it was like 15 minutes I was way out for the crown. That was like an hour or something stupid. But I was 15 minutes for one of them and 20 minutes for the other. I said, well, bugger that. I'm not staying up for 20 minutes to get these. So, but I had some USD sales come through and I thought, well, I'll pull that money out. So in the process of withdrawing all my funds, because I wanted to get those funds out of my account. So I didn't FOMO into the Block Explorer sales because you got to buy them with USD. So I withdrew all my USD balance and was just getting ready to turn everything off and go back to bed. And I had a Manhattan sale come through that was $30 or $38 or whatever it was. So I went, and by this stage, it had been, 10, 15 minutes. So I waited around for another 5 minutes and I got those 2. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That was a long-winded journey, that one.
There's also these Genesis Week hype videos that Upland wants us to do. Help us share the excitement, anxiety, and rush that comes with Upland City releases by submitting a video spreading the hype. Submit a 15-second video of yourself on mobile, webcam, camera, whatever, answering 1, 2, or all of the questions. What has been your favorite release so far? What is your most anticipated release? What's the highest number of UPX you spent for a city release? And quick tip for folks getting ready for the next release.
Yes. So you're going to submit one?
No. I'll leave it for all the other more excited people. I mean, I'm excited, but I'm not that excited. Also, I just wanted to show that. Are you going to submit one?
Yeah, I'll put something together. And actually, we've got a quips later in the show from Laban that's all about this too that was sent through a few weeks ago. So yeah, I'll send something through. I think I have the basic idea of something in mind. Quick 10-second thing.
This is another thing. This was the thing I was telling you about right here.
I can't
this
see
little llama for your baby's mama's.
You click on that. It's just, I think they've just changed the button. Events.
Well, I can't. Good thing I had these other tabs up because.
Oh, there you go. Genesis Week Superfest.
Purchase. You could either purchase tickets, or purchase tickets.
Decisions.
Or purchase tickets.
Wow. Yeah.
Now, why do you think the colors and the way it's dripping has any sort of indication of what the live band is going to be? Like, look, here's the speaker dripping.
Yes, it has to mean something.
It has to mean something.
Yes. Now,
and weak.
Now, knowing that this was going to come up in this show, I did go back and do a bit of homework, and I found. If you want to jump out of there, I'll jump.
Oh yeah, show me.
We mentioned this on the Wine and Cheese show. Now, way back in the day, old mate Scooby did some bit of snooping, and he managed to find. So this is a post from 25th of January 2022. So I know there was a lot of talk about this back in the day. So Scooby said here, not sure if this was the intended URL, but when one uses the hyperlink partners, meaning on the Upland website, the resulting page is the soccer NFT metaverse page. And he goes on to say, I see that soccer and music are visual subcategories of partners, but the partners would lead to one of them seem weird and redundant. Here's a screenshot. So yeah, I remember this back in the day. You used to go up here and press About Us, and there was a soccer one. So that was there long before any kind of FIFA, Porto, any of that deal was around. We'd been speculating on that for ages, but there was also a music one. And I remember if you clicked on that, there was some info about live music and this, that, and the other thing. So perhaps this whole Genesis week is that finally coming to fruition.
Ah,
We'll have to wait and see.
yeah.
And we'll be maybe an excited Scooby if it does. I don't know. We expecting more. Sorry, I let you down there.
I was expecting more. I thought you knew who the band was.
No, I don't know. I'm
Ben's
stuck in the
gonna
80s,
open up
80s
this-
and 90s with bands. I don't know any of the latest shit.
I am too. Maybe it is from the 80s and 90s. Maybe they've been hearing me sing in the cafe with my 80s and 90s music.
I don't know. What's gooey rainbow stuff? Anybody got a clue? No?
Gooey rainbow.
Gooey rainbow stuff? I don't know. Maybe we should. Oh, what was that, Rob?
Oh, I was gonna say the checkered flag in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
She's mentioned that in the Wine and Cheese show. Yeah, there's it's got to mean something. We'll get the info and we'll slap our heads and go, duh, in time. All right. We better throw it over to TB 125 before we completely derail the show. TB, can you save us?
Hello, everybody. I was just trying to derail it by typing stuff in the chat, but I wasn't fast enough. So I was going to say, I wonder if the sale of the Smith Center in Las Vegas as a landmark the other week could in any way relate to any musical activities that are going on, because that's a pretty popular venue for stuff that's off the strip down there. Anywho, over to legit stuff, because that's what you brought me here for. FIFA. I think we'll see some interesting FIFA upticks during Genesis Week. I'm hoping with that hackathon that we might get some interesting new ideas. I'll be interested to see what they come up with, presumably for the Women's World Cup, and whether that has any effect on the other FIFA stuff. There seems to be like a decent amount of sales going on in the FIFA shops this last couple of weeks, certainly for lower value stuff. I seem to have two or three players in mind who will sell them like super cheap at like 300 or 400 UPIX, and then the other person will buy them and put them straight back up there for 500 or 600 UPIX and make like 100 UPIX a time, which sounds like a lot of effort to me, but I get double commission on it, so I can't complain. I make at least 20 UPIX on each sale, so almost covered the fees to run the shop for the week. But yeah, so that should be interesting with the FIFA side of things. NFLPA, nothing yet, but now that the draft is done, I would imagine we'll start to see NFLPA stuff kicking off again fairly imminently. Whether there's anything dropped in there about that on Genesis Week, I don't know, or it might be unrelated, but soon, I'm sure. Soccer-wise, Aston Villa being my team, I was excited to see that they've been brought into the game, if not a little surprised, because they're not the team I would have guessed that would have been at the forefront of this. But what did surprise me was during the Birmingham release, Villa Park, which is Aston Villa's stadium, there's nothing open around there. They haven't released that section of the city yet. So that was interesting to me, because I don't know whether that means another release and announcement of some soccer stuff is fairly imminent up there, or whether there's anything more to that. But I was quite surprised by that one, so we'll see. Maybe there's more football clubs from the English Premier League coming up, and there'll be a whole bunch of extra cities dropped in so they can open those stadiums or something. That's just me speculating, though. I have no actual idea. Cars. I'll speak to this a little bit since Dak is not here today. Loads of interest in cars, like sort of in the build up to London, really. Mainly, I think, from my perspective, selling them. I flipped a bunch. I sold nearly 2 million UPIX worth of cars last month, which funded my London spending spree quite nicely, thankfully. Yeah, although now my stock's pretty much gone, but almost everything I sold was vans. People are really, really into the cargo vans at the moment. I think there's a lot of anticipation about that sort of stuff becoming a gamified aspect of the metaverse fairly imminently. So I can understand that. They're shifting pretty well, and the passenger ones as well. And then obviously tons of interest in the new Series 1R. I must admit, I paid some USD to buy one. I bought it. I paid an extra $200 on top of the UPX price, which I thought was pretty reasonable, to be honest. So I've got that, and I'm not selling it. I'm going to sit on that and see what comes of those. But there are still several of them around in the stores for about $1,500, which it's a lot of money, but it's nothing compared to what the original 1Rs are going for. So maybe not a terrible way to spend some money if you have that amount kicking around, which sadly I do not. And then the Series 2s, 4s, like those other cars, they dumped so many of them into the game the other week that like they were still available for a couple of hours after the sale opened up, because I think between people saving for London and just the number of them that are starting to come in now, they're fairly easy to get hold of. So people are struggling to shift them on the secondary market. So I've sold a couple for really low amounts of UPX, like down under 100k, just when I was trying to raise some for London, but there's not much of a market for them at the moment. I'd say if you've got some US dollars to spend, then people are starting to sell them in the stores for like sometimes under $50 every now and again. Once pops up, which again is well below mint. So if they do ever become useful, then there might be something in that.
Yes.
Yeah, and then the other thing really was just like the effect of the 2023 like vehicle releases on the values of the 2022 models. That I haven't really seen any data to back anything up yet, but I'll be really interested to see whether, with 2022 being sort of the first year of releases, whether they hold additional value over subsequent years, or not. I suspect we'll need a few more years of playing this game before that becomes apparent, but how much the difference is, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll probably have to see how it pans out with racing too. If it's fairly mixed in the results, or if we see the 23s, consistently powering ahead, it'll be all interesting to see how it all unfolds.
Yeah, I mean that's true. Once we actually start getting the racetrack Meta Ventures in, I think I might have messed up on mine because I had 90-degree turns all over the shop. Now that I understand what they actually meant by 90-degree turns, that makes a lot more sense. For anyone who's not tracking, it was about when you design your track clicking along the route, you need to make sure there's no 90-degree turns in there. So you need 5 or 6 points in each corner rather than just one.
I did ask about that because I did the exact same thing. They didn't put that information about the rounding the corners off until like it was a day or more after submissions were open, and X1 got back and said that they'll fix it up on their end.
That's good, because I was like,
supposedly,
should I reapply? But then I'm assuming the only reason that they put that in after day one was because they realized of the initial applications. So hopefully they have at least looked at them, which is nice. So I haven't heard of anyone having one approved yet, but I'll keep my ear to the ground. And then last one is structure ornaments. I've got my structure ornament showroom now in Las Vegas, but I don't have a whole ton of things to sell in it. I've been selling some stuff on behalf of other players, which has been working quite well, but obviously we still don't have the player listing capability. So it means people have to send stuff to me and then we track it through Google Sheets and things. But yeah, it works fine if you've got the trust element there, but it'll be nice once we can actually get that floating through the system more efficiently with some smart contracts or whatever needs to be put in place. But I think same as it is with the cars, I think it relates to the fact that the item needs to be on the property, and you can't get the item to the property if you don't own the property.
Yeah.
My guess is that that'll all tie into the vehicular transport and all the rest of it, and I'm sort of secretly hoping for like a big Genesis Week announcement on all of that. So fingers crossed. And that is all I've got from my Legits update for the week. Any questions from the team?
Yeah, well, I've got a couple. So the floor on the Legits prices, do you think that's being held up by people that are trying to move things like structure ornaments or decor? With swaps?
The floors are interesting. Like certainly on the decor side of things, because there's so many different varieties. It's really hard to track in the same way that you can the cars and things like that. Because you have all, especially looking at the structural ornaments, there's all the different ornaments and then all the different property types that they can go for. And there's not really, I don't think there's actually enough data from the stores to really truly like work out what the values are. Like I haven't seen many sales of the stuff through my store, so I think what's being listed is not necessarily what people are getting.
Yeah.
And also certainly with like the structural ornaments, like the actual look of the item, I think plays a much bigger deal, because it's not just rarity. Like I've sold some stuff that has hundreds available, and people are willing to pay a decent amount for it because it looks cool. Whereas some which are super rare, but people don't want them because they don't look very interesting. So there's some some interesting stuff with that, like those ones like the wraps like you've got down at your showroom that has the wraps around the buildings. Those ones really stand out. So I think those ones have been probably the most saleable on my store so far. For some reason, nobody wants those creepy kid Halloween ones from last year, but
the lumps of flesh chucked on the roofs. Yeah. Yes. All right. What about you're running 3 meta ventures? We do know that Venture Dues has just come in for April. Are you able or willing to share what kind of burden that is for yourself? Like you had a pretty decent month for car sales, I would imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just going to pull it up now because I can give you the exact figures. There's nothing really to hide on MetaVentures. I think some people feel like there's some behind the scenes, like sneaky stuff going on between different people. I have never had any contact from the Upland team in relation to my MetaVentures other than the emails telling me that they're approved. I think why I got 3 of them, I don't know. I'm not sure if it's just because there's not that many applications in Vegas versus other cities. Or whether they have some kind of matrix that they use to determine who gets stuff, or whether it's just luck. So my Vegas Exotics at 727 Fremont Street, in case anyone wants to go and look at all of my other cars kicking around there, I paid 21,000 UPEX yesterday for my venture dues, and that was off sales of about 2 million UPEX. So I think that's actually quite reasonable. And obviously the advantage of that one for me is because most of the cars were mine rather than being sold on behalf of other people. That money was into my account, so I don't feel too hard done by on that one. Fremont Fanatics, my FIFA store, that one I paid 500 UPEX, which again is probably right.
There's 100 UPEX, so that's like 1 treasure chest or 2 treasure chests.
Yeah. But it also probably correlates to how much UPEX I've earned from it, because I probably haven't made more than 2,000 UPEX in actual money or in actual trades from it, because even with a 10% commission, when everything's being sold for 300, 400, 500 UPEX, you're not making vast sums of cash or UPEX out of it. And then my ornaments was 600 UPEX, so kind of along the same lines. It does seem to me that the amount you pay is in relation to the amount you earn rather than the amount you sell. Because my ornament store, I've only sold 2 or 3 things, and yet the value of what I've sold went straight into my account. Whereas with the FIFA store, I'm only getting the commission, and the rest of that income goes straight to the players.
Yeah.
So I think they are charging it based on the commission for the ones that you earn commission on, and on the sales price for the other ones, because it's assumed that you owe them. But so all in all, it's not super expensive to run a store, is what I would say. I would also throw a note of caution on there, which is, according to Upland, it's based on the median contributions into the community pool from each city.
Yeah.
Well, I'm the only person with a store in my city for most of the things.
Well, that's interesting to know. So all the dates related to you. And yeah, the reason why I kind of bring that up is I've had a lot of people ask with our map asset store, I've got to get used to calling it now. for Samurai Aquatics, like what's the venture dues on that? And we haven't had any venture dues until this month. So the first one come in, and I was very interested to see what it was, but it was only 3,000 UPEX, and I was like, well, that just seems crazy low. But and I guess it depends on what the other stores in San Francisco have sold as well in that time. So kind of
yeah, I mean, it's an interesting point, because if you're doing it with other stores around there, and there's 20 other stores that are empty because they haven't actually got anything to sell in them yet, then I think as someone who's retailing more stuff, you can probably benefit quite nicely in terms of the payments. Likewise, if you've got a store and you're not putting in the effort to sell things from it, you're going to end up paying more than you earn. So I actually think and not everyone will agree with me on this, but I actually think as a starting point for running the businesses, think of it as a tax. It's actually not unreasonable, because if you put lots of work into your store, then you end up paying a relatively better price per month to run it. Whereas if you're not putting the effort in to sell things from your store, then you're going to end up paying more relative to what you've sold.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising with all of that in mind to then go around and have a look at the map and to see how many stores are actually closed because they haven't paid their fees. It's kind of getting a bit redonkulous almost how many closed shops there are.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because I think a lot of people assume that once you get one of these meta ventures, you're just raking in the UPEX.
Yeah,
and it is not true. And I'm not surprised to see lots of clothes stores, because if it wasn't for the fact that I had a bit of time on my hands right now, I'd be asking myself whether it's really worth the effort. Like, it's cool to have a store, but the only one that's actually provided me with any value is the cars. And that's only because I've been buying them in US dollars and then selling them through my store in UPEX, and therefore essentially just getting my USD into the game in a more efficient way than just buying UPEX from the store.
Interesting. Yeah.
But I think a lot of people are assuming or hoping that stuff's going to start really ramping up in Upland soon, and that will trigger more interest in shopping in the stores. But yeah, right now it's a small enterprise, I would say.
Probably all needs that scary U word, utility. Yes,
100%.
Have to wait and see what happens at Genesis Week, see what announcements we get. That'll probably all set the course for where we go in the next in the next year or so.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you very much for that, mate, for giving us those extra insights. And we might, as I said, we don't have Dak in today, so we might head straight on over to you, Robbo, if you're around. Rob.
Hot boy. That's what Jasmine calls him.
Hot boy.
The hot boy. Well, there's no hot boys unless
I don't know. Can he back that up? He might
Joe
be able
lives
to.
this year. Hey, drop it like it's hot boy. Wait, I don't see his little llama.
He's done the bump.
Rob is having some things to deal with in real life, and it's possible he can't make it.
Oh, that's a shame. All right. Well, Rob did send me through the link, so we might as well have a look and
you and I could. Yeah, we'll yeah.
All right. Take it away, Cheese. I don't know what edition we're up to. Episode 30, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, drop it like it's hot?
Yeah.
Drop it like it's hot. Ooh, let's get started.
Well, the first link that they've sent through is
Flintstones. Meet the Flintstones.
Flintstones Funko Pops.
That looks so cute.
I have been FOMOing into all of these Funko drops that they've been advertising for us. This one I'm not going to be able to because I'm shit out of wax because I went and I gobbled up a bunch of Tales of the Crypto stuff, including more of the, what do they call them? Undead heads or whatever, like your Morecheese one, so I can get the free packs.
Yeah.
I bought a whole bunch of those. So anyhow, Flintstones, what have we got? Standard packs, that's pretty normal, $10. Premium packs, $30. And what do you get for that? Well, you get all sorts of cool stuff. Wilma, Barney.
You get 15 digital pops.
So this is really pulling at the old Gen X heartstrings here, this one.
Oh, yeah.
Even the boomers might even be in on this. So
I used to watch. I even went to the movies to see the movie version with Rick Moranis
yeah.
and the guy from Roseanne. Dad from Roseanne was Fred. The hell's his name?
Goodman. What's his
Goodman,
name?
John Goodman.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I was into the Flintstones. And what was the other one? The future one. What was that one?
Jetsons.
Yes, those were the two big ones back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to get nostalgic, get on over and pick yourself up some Funkos, and that's happening
May
Tuesday, May
10.
9th to 11th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, and the main pack is May 10th. So you got plenty of time to get ready for that one. Next up, we've got is something called Asteroid Bots. Asteroid Bots are collectible NFTs on the Wax blockchain.
Oh wow, very spacey.
Now, we don't have the info here, so what do we got here? Attention, asteroid bot enthusiasts. We're excited to announce the launch of our spaceship NFTs and Gen 2 asteroids at May 1st. So it's already live. We're giving away 1 gold pack in honor of the spaceship drop. Follow, like, retweet. I don't know, asteroid bots. Might be another one of these building things. Check that one out if you like asteroids or if you like bots. Next
one.
one.
Steroids.
Apologies, Rob and Joe.
Space Power.
Space Power is an NFT strategy
Power.
game based on the Wax blockchain. The game has play to earn features where players will be rewarded with tokens and valuable NFTs. It's actually, the art on this looks pretty cool. I was checking this out before. Assuming that it's not all AI generated. I don't know. That
probably is.
Cool. That one definitely does. That one looks AI-ish. Apologies if it's not. But yes. I don't know what this looks like. Crates, starter packs.
Oh, another like card game maybe type thing like Forsaken.
Oh, it might be, yeah. And so this one's already live too, April 19th. So go ahead and check that out. And then I think they were going to wrap up with a couple of their favorites. Cat stickers. What is it? Cat a day or something, isn't it? That's
I'm thinking about the kitten again.
If you like some cat stickers, jump on over and grab those up. And last but not least, probably in reality, this is probably the only NFT project that I have maintained any sort of focused or interest in is the Tales of the Crypto. Those guys always got something going on. We should probably get them back on the Morecheese show to get an update as well, because it's been a while since we've had a chat to them.
It's been a while.
Is the game live?
Yeah, it's been live. They keep evolving and updating it as it should be.
Yeah, I just keep getting my free packs and blending the mushrooms. I have fun blending mushrooms. All right. Apologies, Rob and Joe, but that's it for this episode of
Jumping Like It's Hot. Jumping Like It's Hot. Instead of the hot boys, we got the Dorcases.
We got the Wine and Cheese show, the unprepared Wine and Cheese show. Yes. All right. Now, I don't know, is Rock in yet? Let me see here. I don't believe so. All right.
Who's Wesley?
I'm not sure.
That reminds me, I got to change my name too.
Wesley Westervelt. All right. We'll stall for a bit longer because it's another 5 minutes before I told Rock to go in, but we could kind of front load that with some chitty chatting. So yes, we did see that Playa del Rey managed to secure the first neighborhood collection or spawned collection, which is very cool to see. They got a bit of a challenge right at the end there. I think Chelsea made a big push, and it was also, of course, Century City was right on their heinies, but Playa managed to hold out and take the win. Now, just for interest's sake, I went and had a look and checked it out before. Did you manage to get yourself any properties in Playa?
Me, no.
No. I grabbed a few back in the day, and I was just looking at the floor. We're looking at the Playa del Rey floor now.
Wow, look at you.
UPX price, you're looking at 82 if you want to get a 3 set, 82,000 to 88,000.
That's not bad.
That's definitely doable. I wonder what the USD side is. Let's have a look there. USD. Loading 45, 65, 70 USD. So it's definitely doable.
We got a player in the chat here, Mr. BC.
Oh, BC. Now, slap me if I'm speaking out of place, but I believe there may have been a bit of drama kicking off in the back end related to all of the underpinnings. I don't know if you want to touch on that. Now, keeping in mind that this isn't a shit-slinging platform, but if you wanted to speak to that or anything, if you're there, BC, congratulations first and foremost.
Thank you. You know, everybody worked really hard. It was a great achievement, you know. And yeah, a little bit of drama, but that's fine. You know, I was booted. I don't know why. Nothing. So I made a good Play-Doh server, I think. And I hope everybody would invite you guys to join that. And so yeah, I told you also last week I'd give you guys the hint, you know, the secret to winning. And the truth is, I really don't know. It's no, I think I have some good ideas because it's what really happened is I don't even think anybody in Playa can explain why we landed at the top, you know, of the leaderboard in the beginning of the competition. We were in second place, but we landed at the top and we worked hard to defend it. But what I observed, I think that put us over the top maybe would be spark, build, build. And we just staked a lot of spark and built a lot of properties. Right before this competition started, the neighborhood competition, we had a $1 million UPX giveaway for building contest. So maybe it was the sudden all the builds at once that put us up there. I don't know, but you know, we also use the UPX Spark Exchange. They're great for helping us stake Spark in Playa. And I came across the Upland Construction Company too that I've never worked with, and there you can stake Spark on other people's properties. So I thought that was kind of a cool thing. And yeah, people just went hard. A lot of big players did a lot of UPX, maybe a lot of cash. It was vicious.
Yeah, well, first and foremost, we just want to extend congratulations. You know, we're no strangers to controversy and drama at the UDU, so we hope that all plays out and smooths itself out. But yeah, congratulations to you, Caven, and everybody else that's involved in Playa. It is a bit of a mystery. I know there was a bunch of people from Century City, you know, asking W2TF. You know, they seem to be leading in most of the stats that are being tracked. However, there's clearly some underlying thing that we're not aware of. It might be, as you say, like, you know, old projects like, well, when I say old, I mean relatively old, Century City and Midtown Terrace and that. We have done a lot of our building prior to all of this coming to light. So you're right. It may be that, you know, you had so much spark staked on within a certain time period, or who knows. It is kind of frustrating that the team isn't more open to how this is all being calculated. But at the end of the day, you're the big winners, and you're eating the chicken dinners.
Well, and I had some other thoughts. Like, you know, some neighborhoods stick to only one kind of building, you know, throughout, and it's beautiful. It looks great, you know, and there's a lot of great neighborhoods. And in Playa del Rey, everybody's free to do what they want and build what they want. So we did focus on apartment buildings during the competition because that was our most sparked thing. But another thing I noticed about Chelsea could take big jumps, you know. We stayed steady and we increased, but Chelsea was able to take these big jumps, and they were only staking like 400 spark, like half the spark we were staking 1250 at some points. And what I think it was is that they have these skyscrapers that are 8,000, 9,000 spark to complete, you know, and I think every time one of those completed, it bumped them up really high.
Yeah.
So the larger buildings are great. Maybe a node in New York that has that advantage would be great to put in work. And best of luck to every neighborhood, and appreciate you guys. Thank you.
No worries, mate. And yeah, there's definitely factors there that the community isn't aware of that plays a big role. I don't know, Chase, did you have your finger on the pulse? Are you aware of anything else that's been kicking around as far as what may have, you know, helped contribute to Playa's big win?
I think everybody was just very coordinated and on top of things when getting things built. They were using their own spark for spark trains. Like I notice nowadays people just kind of rallying people to build, but not really offering spark, their own spark. I know you and I would do that as well. We would put our spark on other people's builds, and the variety of builds. I know the apartment buildings are the best thing, but you do need a variety of sorts. And how many businesses do you have there, BC? Do you know offhand? Like Meta Ventures?
Push the wrong button, turn my video off. Just offhand, I think maybe there's a Spark Exchange in there. That we found out, I think, did an advantage. And
Oh, Brian is saying 3 Meta Ventures, so that's
okay.
really good.
Thanks, Brian. Right on. Brian's a true player, man.
Yeah,
Put your video on. Well, introduce yourself if you like.
he
I don't
plays
know.
video games with us
Not
in
my-
MVE.
Oh, you guys know him? I just get familiar with him. He's got great enthusiasm, and
Yeah.
he's a really cool guy. Thanks, Brian.
So yeah, congratulations again. That's awesome.
Yes. Now, speaking of us not really knowing what's going on with neighbourhoods, with the scores and that, we do have somebody in today that maybe be able to give us a bit of insight in there. So we do have now, I don't know if I'm going to pronounce this correctly, Rodrigo, who is a manager from the Quailwood node in Bakersfield. And he's put a bunch of very cool neighbourhood ratings charts together that you may have seen pop up here, there, and around the place. So you there, mate?
Yeah, very good. Glad to be here with you guys. It's incredible. And
No
yeah, I'm come from Quailwood. Yeah, you cannot see
sorry.
it quite. Yeah, sorry for that.
Quailwood's that's an old neighbourhood project as well. It's an old neighbourhood node.
Yeah, it is. We started back from the Tarpey contest that was building back then. And then, yeah, we started in Quailwood because we saw the opportunity that that neighborhood had, because it had big plots, so it would fit very well the luxury ranches very well, and that would also give us a benefit into the spark per hour contribution per property. So we definitely took that advantage and started building luxury ranches train by train all together. We've been doing that since we started. We did have a pause when the ratings were announced, I think like a month, 2 months ago, because we knew that precisely Spark was going to be a limited asset that we have. Also that we have only 660 properties in total. So yeah, we had to do something about that. And yeah, so rating started on April 4th. And fortunately, I was I was lucky enough to download all the data and started doing some great charts. Let me share my screen with you guys.
Now, is this something you initially did to help yourselves out and then you just pushed it wide, or is this something you planned as you created it to get out there for the community?
I think it was, since the start, it was for the community itself, not only for me or us, and basically to try to understand how the changes are impacting, and we won't be able to know if we try alone.
Yep.
Yeah, so we definitely have to share our insights and with all the community, and that would definitely help us know better, understand why, as BTC for Fun was saying, how Chelsea was jumping. So we can know they were jumping because mainly of these charts. Otherwise, we wouldn't be obtaining that kind of insight. So yeah, I definitely started doing it, and it evolved to now a Twitter version of it. So I think people like it, and I'm trying to make everyone aware of the situation, and also getting their feedback to improve things, and also to make things better for everyone, no? To understand how can we improve the ratings. So basically, I've done 3 tabs here. We can see the top 20 hoods. So it's basically the top 20s, and we're focused on that and whatnot.
Are you
but,
able to share screen that for us so we can see what
Oh,
you're talking about?
yeah,
Sorry.
I thought I was sharing already.
That's great, Rodrigo. You know, those charts really helped, and that's awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for that. It definitely helps. You can see the screen now?
Yes, all good, mate.
All right. So, and do you see yourselves here and you don't see the end of the graph here, right?
Yep, that's
So
correct.
Here.
Now we can't see the end. Yep.
Yeah, okay. So basically, yeah, as BTC for Fun was saying, they were jumping, but like these jumps were very high, and we would need to understand what they were doing in order to for other hoods to improve, or what other hoods are doing that they are not getting points, like Portage Park, because they dropped here. They everyone got a jump here. Not everyone got the jump, positive jump, but some went down. We'll see that later. But yeah, you can see how they were behaving and how they were all very close to get to the top place. This is already up to yesterday, May 1st. And yeah, I created 3 different graphics here. Hope they will help you guys also understand your neighborhood situation.
That's very
here,
weird how they all jumped at the same time.
I believe there was an improvement or a modification in Upland's algorithm that made that made it, because yeah, it was for everybody. We'll see it in the next chart, but yeah, and for example, North Waterfront had one of the worst on that day.
Wow.
They fell
Look
all
at
the way here.
Bronxdale.
Which one?
All the way at the top. All the way at the top.
Bronxdale.
Yes. That's my node.
All right. You can select it, and then yeah, you can see all this history that has been on the first days. I was just recollecting the top 50s data until I saw that I could export the data, and that simplified everything, so I could do it for all the ratings, all the neighborhoods. So you can select your range here to see which could be your neighborhood. Or on the last one, I also put some filters that should help you filter that. Let me fix. Yeah, these are all the hoods.
That looks like a hairy mess. Yes,
it is.
Filter. Yeah, well, that's yeah, that kind of makes sense that they all had that jump, because yeah, they did recalibrate the figures at that one point there. So
yeah, exactly.
Thinking about it.
So here you can select by city, for example. So let's check London, how they're doing, and you could select by each hood if you want, and check which one would it be. But for example, here, yeah, you can start to see some nice trends from Bishopsgate, Bintry in London. Knightsbridge hasn't grown that much there. Harbour Road started falling a little bit. Cheap might be not that cheap, but they are growing. And yeah, it's quite interesting to see each of the cities. Let's see, Manhattan. And for example, you can see Morehill already dropped to
dropped off the cliff.
Yeah, 169 already there.
Some of those big drops is probably related to people jumping out, changing their home residences as they kind of jump on the FOMO bandwagons and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, here south of Market, I'm not sure if south of Market is actually a node or they are doing something. But look at this. So they didn't start very good. They weren't doing that much. They started falling, and suddenly the FOMO started growing, getting in, and suddenly more. So yeah, these were mainly sales there and residential changes.
Yeah, they're quickly catching up to Midtown Terrace, which is the leader in San Francisco. And it's interesting to see, if you click on Midtown Terrace, like we've done nothing as far as trying to promote our score. We've done nothing at all except just kick along as we are. And it's kind of ridden up and down. What's the actual metrics that you're tracking here? Is it just what's been published? Or do you have some special insight?
Just what's been published, and I'm using both numbers, the rank 88 decimal number and the rank, the actual rank. So for example, you can see that Chelsea is actually at rank 2, but the rating number is 13.4581. So the line is stayed on the rating number, and I'm just adding on the tooltip the rank, so you know which rank is it. Because for example, Dogpatch, you can see that Dogpatch is quite comfy right now because they won't have any competition whatsoever. But Sherwood Forest, Quailwood, Playa de Bandera, and Hell's Kitchen, we are fighting like between 13.13 and 13.11. So just like 2 decimals.
Yes. Now, are you tracking, are you updating this daily, or how, like this would appear to update faster than the official Upland one does?
I wish. No, but yeah, it is a daily update, a manual daily update from the Upland data table. Fortunately, they gave us permission to export that data, because on the neighborhood data that contains the amount of residents, you cannot export that. So you cannot track that with those changes like this. So yeah, fortunately I can export that data. So when they update it, I try my best to update all the charts and everything as soon as possible. But yeah,
it must be. Sorry, it must be kind of bewildering for the Century City folks. Like, I know that they've done a bunch of work to try and work towards boosting their score, but it's really, it plateaued there a little bit and then it's just flattened right out. Meanwhile, you see some of the other ones like Chelsea's just rocketed ahead. Like, look at Chelsea's charts, unprecedented in comparison to the rest of the graph. So
yeah, I was talking with someone in hold on, let me take which one. Let me take Playa back. So yeah, Century City hasn't done too much, and when they started changing towards the new London node, then you can see that they started moving here to London. So it's going to be all the way down from there on, I would believe. And you can see also Playa del Rey. Playa del Rey were very good at the beginning, were very steady, but they weren't growing as quick as Chelsea. So I would think 1 or 2 more days and Chelsea would have got first place.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. Well, I don't think there's any competition for Chelsea for the month of May.
No, and even for June, it's going to be interesting what happens here.
Yes, very much so. All right.
Well, Ben, for your Midtown Terrace, you probably sold some map assets, right? So that would help in your neighborhood rating.
I don't know that the sales in the showroom counts to that. The last month in the showroom, there's been pretty much 0 sales. There hasn't been much at all with everything else with cars and everything going on. So no, not a lot there at all, really. As I said, we've done nothing in Midtown Terrace at all to try and chase the score, boost the score. So I don't know. You know, there's no point showing our hand now when Chelsea is so far ahead and Century City so far ahead. It would make sense to hold back until, you know, we've had 6 or 7 months and we're kind of at that front run type, and then the UDU will get together as a team and, you know, potentially discuss how we can maybe boost our score a bit. But up until then, we'll just keep kicking along.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, and the next step that is going to start at some point from Upland for the exclusive collection or for the exclusive status.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll start having 2 charts soon.
Awesome. Well, if people want to keep up to date with everything you got going on, what's the best way to do so? You mentioned Twitter there. What's your Twitter handle?
Yeah, that's a good question. I have no idea, really.
Well, if you can send that to me, I'll patch that in the description links too.
So. Yeah, please. It has to do with Quailwood, but I don't remember what was the handle. Sorry. Yeah, I'll send it along.
Awesome, mate. Well, thank you very much for that. And I know Cheese has got some news to jump into. So we'll get you.
I just wanted, if possible, to ask Morecheese a question.
Absolutely.
Sure.
I was wondering if in your metaverse McDonald's are the ice creams machines going to work or not?
No.
Nice
They're
one.
never gonna work. I don't think you ever want McDonald's
Yeah.
ice cream, even though their vanilla ice cream is extremely amazing.
It is. But yeah, thanks for that.
No worries, mate.
So this just dropped right now. London map assets. Add some British flavor with London map assets. So this is like the gnomes. There's 14 London map asset chess piece designs currently in production at the newly established Upland Bureau factory. These map assets will be available for purchase at any of the 5 newly opened Upland Bureau showroom locations throughout Upland. Where are they? Well, here are the
Horsehead. Oh, that's kind of interesting. What are the prices on these? Reasonable-ish.
Now, is he doing karate or is he doing the Macarena?
He's doing that stance, whatever that is. The sprinkler. He's doing the sprinkler.
Macarena.
Oh, is that what it is?
Oh, the sprinkler.
Yeah, I think he's doing the sprinkler.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so these look cool. These look cool. How to get one. Let me put this. All right. So here are the showroom, Upland Bureau showroom addresses.
Where's the San Francisco showroom? Whatever happened to the good old days? San Francisco first. Come on.
San Francisco first, right? At least they have one in Los Angeles, which is near us. But I bet you Nubex will get all of these again.
Yes.
I did a quick little roundabout numbering on this, and if you wanted to get all the pieces for one player,
yep,
it's like just under 300K.
Oh, so you'd have each one individual. Yeah, I mean, the supply on those are so low. They're just going to be gobbled up. There'll be people, like you said, Fiend Nubex will sit at the showroom and gobble them up, lickety split.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not playing that game. It's not for me. All right. Well, that's kind of cool. Yeah, we did have two. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, just to say, there's a giveaway for the rare on me. I don't know what any of this means, but
so you're gonna have to do some competitions or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think anybody has a hope in hell of buying those all themselves straight up. You're gonna have to grind away at the secondaries, I would imagine. What's B Ryan has said 280K to get all the pieces for one player, 560K to get the full board.
Woo. What is a full board?
So it's like chess pieces. So you got to get one of each one.
Oh, like both sides.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yes. Expensive. Might need some teamwork to get that sorted out.
Teamwork.
So we haven't really mentioned too. Does anybody want to speak to their experiences in the London or Birmingham releases? How'd everybody go? I kind of already outlined what I did on the One and Two show, which was get up.
I can share what happened for me.
Take it away, Jace.
All right, I got absolutely nothing in the first minute because every single prop that I clicked on, that buy button was grayed out. I was like so frustrated. So,
where were you?
I was right by the train station. I was just trying to get a small prop by the train station because I always
come on. Yeah, that's like the most in-demand place.
Yeah, but Ben, I've had such good success in the past. I've been getting ones near the train station for like the last several releases, so I didn't think it. And also, this one had loads of props by the train station.
Yeah, and the prices were high too.
Then, yeah, it was really expensive. But then I really panicked and FOMO'd. And I clicked on like the only thing that I could buy, and it was nearly 1 million UPX. But I ended up buying this prop in Whitehall, and I wikied it, and it turned out that it's going to be where the Parliament is going to temporarily move to.
Ooh, that's a good
and it's
pickup
a listed building. Sorry?
That's a good pickup then.
Yeah, but it was really expensive, Ben. And I'm not like a whale like you, right? It takes me years to get 1 million UPEX.
Chunky dolphin.
Chunky, bloated, yeah, whatever you want to call it, inflated.
Yeah, I got to work on my BMI.
So you just got that one.
Oh no, and then I FOMO'd into another thing because I found something at the Strand that I really liked, and I go there. I've been there before physically, so I ended up getting a Strand property, which is merely, I think, 600,000 UPEX. So I'm feeling a bit poor compared to what I had before.
You'll have to go and hold DTEC's hand. He blew his entire wad as well, I believe, chasing the FOMO dragon.
But it didn't end there, Ben.
Oh,
it didn't end there.
But wait, there's more.
There's more. It's like 30 or 40 minutes into it. There was another property. Did you know that Knightswood or
Knightsbridge
is some sort of like a mega node?
Yeah, it's been called a super node, a meta node, a mega node. Yeah, it's basically, how do I put this? It's, in a roundabout way, it's very good to see that the Upland community has finally started to get their head around what a node actually is. A node has never been a singular neighborhood development project. It's always been something that's supposed to be tied to other projects, like hence the UDU umbrella. And we've seen this with UpX World now has come on board, where they have several neighborhood projects underneath them. Well, this Knightsbridge thing is very similar to that. Instead of having like an umbrella branding, for example, UDU, they've got an umbrella node. So the node is Knightsbridge, and then they've got representatives from a whole bunch of the different neighborhood development projects have come together to unite and coordinate under that as the banner. We did get wind of this early on. We kind of chose to sit it out or wait and see approach. We've seen so many of these kind of community endeavors come and go because they just dissolve into drama. I'm hoping that's not the case with this one, but yeah, as a team, we'll just sit by the sidelines and see how it all pans out.
So I got a tip from a source about a possible collection in one of the streets. So I FOMO'd into that.
Nice. Yeah, it's because of I think that was the most expensive hood in the whole release, wasn't it?
It was pretty expensive.
One of cheese.
What I want to know what the street is that
I FOMO'd into. Well, you'll just have to wait until the release. I'll either have a woohoo or I'll have a.
I want to know if it's the same street I FOMO'd into.
Oh, let's talk.
It's sold out. What are you freaking out about? It's sold out, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all sold out. You can only the one I'm in. You can only get second market.
Does it start with the letter B?
H.
Oh, it's a different one then.
You're feeling the FOMO dragon again. Yes, I wouldn't be surprised if Knightsbridge is just a collection under its own right, seemed as though the sticker price. Yeah,
so big.
Well, it might be like a Bel Air. It might be an exclusive like that. I'll have to wait and see. But yes, there is. If you are an individual node project and you want to get involved in something that's bigger than you, and you want to touch base with other node projects, it may be something that you might want to look into. Yes. And Shaka said in chat, it turns out Knightsbridge is the most expensive zip code in the entire universe.
That's what I told you before, but I found out from Shaq. So
nice.
It's like a circle of life.
My street has all the proper honchos living there.
Honchos.
Nice. Yeah,
honchos.
We'll
have to...
Head
and
honchos?
We must have the collection reveal must be coming up. Is that this week? It's usually a week after.
1 week. Yeah.
I haven't heard wind of that yet. Yes. All right. Anybody else want to share London stories? Woe is me. Hoorays. Everyone's still tight-lipped until collection reveal.
I got two in a place I was trying to get into. I don't know if it's something that we talk about now, Brian, but I was able to get two in there, which was awesome.
Yes, because you've got a secret little minting club, don't you, with Banana and a few other people in there?
Yeah, Brian's the leader.
Very cool.
Oh yeah, all right, Bread Street. He announced it. All right, phew, because I'm bad at secrets, people.
Bread Streets.
Hey,
Oh,
Upland
UP's in the
Buffet.
house. Woohoo.
Woohoo.
All right, we're just wrapping up the show, so unless anybody else has some stories to share, we'll get moving. Jazzy Jazz, did you manage to do a snapshotty?
Oh crap, I forgot.
That's
Damn.
all right, we can do it live. TB125 said he grabbed a couple in London and then went to Birmingham and got some great stuff there. Yeah, I minted 3 in London and then just picked up a few in Birmingham on the secondary myself.
You want me to type it up now for you?
That's all right, we'll just do it live. We still got 13 minutes, so we'll just stretch her out. Let's see. Let me bring it up. So as you know, oh no, I forgot something. Yeah, you can do that, Jazz, while I do this quippy quips. We nearly forgot LeBand's quips. So if you should know what quips is by now. It's, questions, insights, provocations, statements. If you have something you want to send through for us to talk about, there's a Google form link in the description, yada, yada, yada. You can win a prize. Yay, yay, yay. So this week's quips were sent to us by LeBand, who asked, one for the old timers, or now with this latest Upland Hype Award thing, it might be for the new timers as well. What are your best memories from Upland in 2020 and 2021? Block Explorers Trails, Star Formed, I think is referring to the sea urchins, we used to call them. Vanilla releases, community-based tours with Block Explorers as prizes, no captures, lots of lag, unminted San Francisco and Manhattan. He's dropped 2 names there. I won't say the names, I'll just call them Dead Shits and Dead Shit and Dickhead. No Fiat outs. Thanks for that, Laban. Oh, Halloween sign is headed your way. What do you think? If you're here in the 2020s and 2021s, what's your favorite memory? Take a step.
Of this past year?
No, 2020, 2021.
Oh, meeting your crazy ass.
Meeting my crazy ass. Oh, that's nice. Finsky in chat said minting Midtown Terrace. Yeah, I'd have to say for me, and I think this is probably what I'll do my hype video on. It'll be the Manhattan race to Wall Street. That was epic, and of course it helped.
Remember that story?
Of course, it helped that I minted 3, so that was quite nice. But yeah, that was an absolutely epic day. It was crazy. All right. Anybody else want to share? Doesn't matter if you weren't here that far away, that long ago. 2022 maybe. No. My gosh, you're a secretive bunch. What are you?
Yeah, for me, I had I started with Staten Island. For me, it was like heaven until I understood that it was the trash of New York and not the best place.
Yes. Well, that was, if I remember correctly, that was quite a smooth release compared to Brooklyn, the Brooklyn burn, and everything that we'd had similarly before it. So.
Yeah, Staten Island release was quite smooth.
Yeah, Staten Island is a dump.
I think that's their slogan, the trash of New York.
Yeah.
Come on by.
Throw your trash at us.
I was minting everything there because I thought it was a nice island there. I didn't understand New York or anything. I'm from Mexico. So yeah, it was my treasure hunting heaven. It was my base of operations until it is the trash of New York. Let's get out of here.
Whoa.
It was nice to mint though, and then kind of flip for 2 to 3 times because a lot of people loved it for treasure hunting back in the days. So I was able to get rid of a lot of mine for a decently priced.
Yes.
Yeah, the price of Staten Island wasn't that bad as for example, Detroit or even Queens, I think.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, and like I said, you've been around for quite a while. Anybody else? Anybody else been around for a while?
I kind of miss non-vanilla releases. It was kind of nice, knowing exactly where everything was. And even though it was overpriced, I mean, you got the multiplier from it, where it's like, man, I would, go buy something second market and just be guessing on it. And even if it was a collection, you way overpaid.
Yep.
I mean, that was just kind of one of the things that I really enjoyed. I wonder if they'll ever do that again, though.
I think it would be a hacker's paradise if we ever got a vanilla again.
When was the last one? Maybe Kansas? Was that the last one?
I think so. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember going after Troost.
Yeah. And that was a bit of a clusterfuck, shall we say?
Right.
I think that
2 times they tried to release the cities and couldn't do it, and then finally they did it right.
I do remember that, Finsky.
Yes. Yeah, the Kansas.
I had a really good time minting LA.
Yeah.
I had a blast. I know a lot of people don't and went broke, but I mean, I had a great time.
I got so many Chinatowns, and right next to the train, I thought I was a winner in a game of life, and then they broke my heart. They broke my heart.
Well,
I did expect that too.
They broke our heart, Cheese.
They broke our
Yeah.
heart. It's all right.
God.
I grabbed a few
Mentaholics
myself.
Anonymous.
Okay. Yeah. That's good.
Hi, my name is Puppet, and I have a bunch of Staten Islands.
I've just opened a GoFundMe. Yes. Yes.
Oh man.
Especially Cheese. I think the Chinatowns are still pretty pricey up there. They held their value.
Yeah, they did. They did. I'm not selling any of mine. I still like it. I still think it's the architecture is beautiful and everything. We'll see. Maybe there'll be a node in the future I can help out with there.
Never know. All right. Thank you for that. We managed to stretch that out a bit, and we can wrap it up now. And Jazzy Jazz did send me through the snapshot, so I'm assuming we've got everybody here, and I'm just going to spin it. Here we go. So this is to play the map asset wheel. I guess we got to change the name to. That's friend of the show, Mesme.
Mesme.
Now, Mesme, you don't have to do anything for this wheel. We just bump straight over to the next one, and you are guaranteed to win yourself a not shitty prize.
Woohoo!
There we go. Let's see what Mesme's going to win. So, Laban, I've got to get a Halloween sign for Laban. What do we got? Oh, it might be an umbrella. An umbrella. Thank you. And that's features
Yay!
Morecheese dragon art, that one.
My dragon art. My dragon art.
There's me. So that's an umbrella for Mesme. I'll follow that probably late this evening, my time, Mesme. Unless if you want to be very proactive, like now I said Dr. Red Beats. I got to make a correction on that. It's not Dr. Red Beats, it's D Red Beats, I believe. Apologies. And if I fuck that up again, apologies for a second time. He was proactive and he went to the Summer Aquatics factory property in San Francisco, and he found one and sent through a proactive swap. So if you wanted to do that, you could do that.
That's very nice of him. No, thank you for the offer, though.
All right, I'll follow that up with you on the back end, and we'll work out how we can get that into your hands. All right, that's all I've got. Unless anybody else has got something they want to chime in with, Cheese. Where are we at?
Good.
We're good.
To take us away, Calgon.
On that note,
stay fresh, cheese bags.
Are you looking for some of that quality outdoor decor? But you got no freaking idea where to go? Oh, come on over to Samurai Aquatics and Decor for all your outdoor decor needs. Got yourself an empty plot of boring virtual real estate in the metaverse, do ya? Yeah, just delete that. I'm still not ready, sorry. Got yourself an empty plot of boring virtual real estate in the metaverse, do ya? Or maybe some kind of crappy ramshackle building that, I don't know, needs a bit of extra spunk to it or something. And stop mucking about and get yourself over to Samurai Aquatics Discord to see all our available stock. We've got loads of different decor to spend your pretend money on. We've got saunas to fire you up and ice baths to chew you the fudge out. Literally stock coming out of our ears. Grills, swings, seating and more. So much more. And if we don't got it, give us a buzz and we could probably make it. Get yourself on over to Samurai Aquatics at 30 Aqua Vista Way in Midtown Terrace, San Francisco, lickety split, and gorge yourself on outdoor decor.